What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Game number 3 here between GoOdy and the little one. This time we're on the map, Shattered Temple. We have got GoOdy spawning in the 12 o'clock spawn location as our purple Terran player. And then over here in the 3 o'clock, the little one spawning as the blue ZvT player. Yes, game number 3, tied up 1-1. The little one last game able to do a fair amount of harass. One of the great things that he was able to do last game too was defend against that early push. We saw that early Marine siege tank with siege tech and Hellion push from GoOdy. And the little one, with the help of some phenomenal creep spread, was able to buy himself just enough time to get out enough roaches and queens and push to overwhelm that push. Moved out with a counterattack. That didn't do much damage, but in all honesty, stopping that push dead in its tracks. It dead in its tracks. In addition to the fact that he was teching up so hard. I mean, he teched up very hard last game. Now, moving very quickly into, let's take a look, burrowed and Talon Claw roaches. He also, in addition to that, got the Overlord speed and transportation, as well as infestors with patching glands. And with all of that, he was able to quickly dispatch of a second push as well from GoOdy. On top of that, he was also counterattacking GoOdy with a little roach counterattack, and that pretty much devastated the natural expansion of GoOdy. He did not have what he needed to defend against that, and ended up losing so many workers, and with his push doing no damage either. And that was the end of the game. So there you go, that was game 2. And a quick little recap, and we are here, of course, on game 3. Little one moving out with that Overlord Scout, fully realizing now that GoOdy is in that close air distance position. Again, would not be too surprised if we saw the little one do some more harass there with Overlord dropping this game. He has gone for that tech both games thus far, so again, would not be entirely surprised if we saw that from him. Little one has decided as well to go hatch first here, and it's going to work fairly well for him. Should be seeing that spawning pool right about now. There it is. Spawning pool again dropped down here for the little one. Overlord Scout hiding in this position. We're going to have one sit up here as well. And GoOdy won't be able to do anything about that until he gets some vision to the high ground. Ooh, early tech lab, early tech lab. What does this mean? I think we're going to be seeing Reaper. Ooh, sorry for the cough. I think we'll be seeing a Reaper, and there it is. So a Reaper expand is what is to be expected here from GoOdy. We'll be opening up with that Reaper, doing a little bit of harass. One of the biggest functions of that Reaper, though, is to get some pretty consistent secondary scouting. Ooh, bunker attempting to get placed down. Little one able to spot that, though, as he was transiting down a drone. So he's able to see the fact that that is building and will be engaging the SCV as a result, pulling down with another drone as well. Ooh, look at that SCV in a very nice, safe position at the moment. Absolutely nothing that GoOdy can do to engage it. Finally able to engage the SCV. Hopefully, pulls it off. Wow, just able to sneak it away. Unbelievable. Just barely able to sneak that away. We're going to see a second SCV come up, and here's the Reaper. This is unreal. He will finish building this. I'm guaranteeing right now that he's going to be able to finish building this, and there goes the SCV up right now. Reaper moving down over there to do a little bit of damage. This is going to be a very effective opening harass here. He actually hasn't killed off anything yet. As the little one responds by building stuff, losing that one worker. Those two chambers are going to finish. Oh, no, never mind that. Canceling those off. Okay, so he just was protecting them, wasn't trying to save them. But coming down, though, the Reaper going to be able to kill off a couple of more. 3 kills thus far. We've got a few more drones coming out. A couple of Zerglings now pushing out. Really a little perplexed now. He's got to try and do something. We're going to have 2 Reapers in here. This is going to do a lot of damage. He's going to need a lot of Zerglings to be able to deal with this. In the meantime, we should be seeing GoOdy move in and out of that bunker with some harass. And this is a little scary right now. Now he's moving down with that Queen. That's going to help him a lot, and actually he's softening up that Reaper quite a bit. But here comes the other Reapers now over here. And sitting at the high ground, that Queen needs to be a little bit careful. Just dancing all over the place. GoOdy. Unbelievable indeed. Now again, this is going to be followed up, of course, as we can see here, with an expansion. In addition to that, we do have a factory coming down on that tech lab, but these Reapers are certainly not done yet. We do have to keep an eye on them. Dropping the creep tumor, that is wasted energy for the little one. 4 kills for that Reaper, none for that one, but this is very annoying right now for the little one. There's no questions about that. Finally coming out with some Zerglings. We'll have 6 being produced. It's starting to work out some creep spread here as well, so they can try to much more easily deal with this. SCV able to move on up and scout, no problems whatsoever. Need to be careful though about engaging those Zerglings. Reapers moving out to help, and oh, there we go. A couple of Zerglings kills going to be taking place right now. We need to be careful again to stay away from those Queens. This is really scary though, in all honesty. We're going to finally be moving up with those Queens. We're going to expect him to also move down with those Speedlings as well. And there it is, salvaging the bunker, realizing that's about the end of that, but still able to do a decent amount of damage. I'm quite impressed, to be perfectly honest with you, with the amount of damage that GoOdy was able to do with that. 6 kills there, 1 kill there. These 2 Reapers doing some hefty damage now, actually moving up to the backside over here. And will likely be pushing up over here at some point. Very, very cool. So he'll be saving those Reapers for a push later on. Transition into siege tanks. No siege tech yet. Also coming out with a bunker to make sure he can defend himself properly. Scouting Overlord will be moving up. He sees the fact that an expansion is coming out. But not much else than that. The Overlord just get taken out very quickly. Now the Scouting Overlord moving down over here. I'm not sure. Okay, he did scout. All right, so he did manage to scout that building there. Tells him, of course, that there is, in spotting the starport, that there is also a factory in play, but besides that, doesn't really know too much information. Seeing that Reaper opening, though, we pretty much assumed that he was expecting that expansion anyways. I mean, that's what you do. When you go Reaper first in TvZ, you also get an expansion with it. Now, we will be seeing a drop coming out here for the goodie, so we will have to keep an eye as to whether or not he's able to do any damage at all with it. Ooh, a bunch more kills over here. Actually managed to think he killed off those Zerglings that were trying to work down those rocks. So very nice there indeed. And here comes a drop. Drop from goodie. Every time I see a Terran playing, I want to call him the little one. I'm so used to seeing the little one play as Terran. It's kind of throwing me off a little bit, but that's okay. We'll be fine. Here comes a drop right now from goodie inside of the main. And these Marines are not upgraded, but they still do a fair amount of damage, able to kill off a few workers, especially with the healing there from that medevac. And microing around, killing off a few of those Zerglings, and that is just beautiful. Very beautiful. The medevac does get dropped, but he will be trying to engage the Queens. He's going to take out one. Yes, he is. Going for the second one, but finally getting overwhelmed there by those Speedlings. Did we see some Reaper action down there? I think we saw some Reapers push out over there at the exact same time as that drop. Let's take a look at how much damage. It doesn't look like he did too much more damage at all. I think those Queens were able to dispatch that pretty quickly. Yeah, both these Queens now sitting with one kill. That's going to be for both of those Reapers, of course. Little one working on this creep spread. And what are we going to be seeing here? Mech play again. So goodie, very, very much so, favoring the mech style play in TvZ. That's quite evident. Rolling out with some Vikings early on as well, and hopefully the little one is going to be able to deal with them. Just this one in play at the moment, but let's just take a look. Yeah, he managed to kill off one Overlord so far. So yes, the little one does, of course, need to make sure that he can prepare himself to properly deal with these Vikings. The last thing I want is to see the little one completely rolled by Vikings again. I mean, this is something that he should certainly expect by now. He's had to deal with it quite a bit already, and there we go, pulling those Overlords, as you can see, to the center of his base so that they are a little bit safer, trying to protect them and keep them around the Queens, basically. That's his basic mentality right now, and there you go, already engaging that one Viking that's trying to take some cheap shots there at the Overlord. And he's going to be landing down this Viking to deal with a couple of these Zerglings too. Man, those Vikings, man, so far in this series have just been doing phenomenal work here. A couple of turrets going up just to see if we do have to deal with any burrowed roaches. He wants to make sure that he is adequately prepared for that. So again, that cloak detection there from those turrets. Also, it is certainly possible that we could be seeing some muta harass. In fact, it does look like he will be doing that very thing here, the little one. So the little one coming out with a Spire right now will be working his way up into some muta harass. Speedling, Baneling, Muta is what we will be expecting from him. We can see a bunch of Speedlings coming out, taking that high yield expansion as well. Just about done these rocks. We'll be able to move on over into this expansion too. And there it goes. So we'll be moving down, dropping a hatchery over there as well. A couple scouting Speedlings over in this position. We'll be seeing one of two things. If there is a push from the goodie, or if he tries to move into the high yield. We'll be able to spot that out. No problemo there. Another expansion being built over in this position, and there it is. We'll be actually trying to work down to take out these rocks and work his way into that expansion, and that did get scouted there by those Zerglings. We've got a few more Zerglings, Speedlings, in fact, over here. Centrifugal hooks, as well as the level 1 flyer attack upgrades coming out for the little one. So the little one's starting to work his way up into those upgrades, and definitely something we're going to want to keep an eye on. He's 1-1 already with those ground units. Mech level 1 weapons upgrade is coming through right now. No upgrades for that bio. Obviously, he is going to be going mech heavy in this game, so that certainly makes a lot of sense there. And what is it? Speedlings working up. Mutas are out right now, and here we go. Should we finally be able to deal with these Vikings? It's about damn time. This unit composition is going to give him a much easier time with these, but needs to be careful about those Thors. Biggest thing is just to not clump up. Don't clump up in one big group. You deal with so much splash damage, and that's very, very scary indeed. And loving the creep spread though by the little one. If nothing else, the little one Zerg play in terms of creep spread is absolutely phenomenal. And this Viking will get taken care of after killing off 2 Overlords. He finally does get dropped. Actually, no, you know what that was? That was 1 Overlord and a Zergling, I believe. As you mentioned, kill off 1 Zergling over here. Little Zergling attack moving out, forcing splash damage there against his Marines. Those get taken out from tank splash damage and actually forcing that turret to burn. That is going to make a Goody respond by moving down and getting repair. Is he going to get there in time? No, he doesn't. Turret gets taken out. I think that was worth losing a few Zerglings for, I would have to say. Mutas continue to work their way across the map. We've got an infestation pit coming out as well, so we'll be throwing some infestors into the mix with those Speedlings, Banelings, and Mutas. Let's see how much damage he's able to do with this. Huge! Trying to get a free tank kill. Walks into a lot of splash damage, though, and ends up losing at least one Muta, if not two. Possibly even three there. I'm not sure exactly how many he lost. I saw two getting killed, but they may have been a third. We'll be trying to move down and engage over here. But again, walking into those stores. Let's be very careful about that. There's a couple Speedlings moving down as well, but unfortunately, the other one just does not have enough to actually deal with those Hellions plus those Thors at the moment. I think if he had the Zerglings from down over here as well, then I think he would have had enough to actually overwhelm that, but he didn't, so really nothing to do about that. Alright, so let's take a look right now. We just have weapons level 1 for those air units. We're going to go up to those 2-2 upgrades for his Zerglings, and we do have a push coming across the map right now for Goody. Also moving down with a Raven, that's going to let him deal with that creep without having to waste energy on any scans. Speedlings moving down, trying to catch those tanks while they are on siege. And let's see what he can do. Now we do have some Hellions in play. It's going to make things a little more difficult, but those Speedlings with their 1-1 upgrades able to do a lot of damage here. Couple more Speedlings moving down. Just needs to take out those Hellions and then should have no problem mopping up the rest of those Thors. And there you go, able to do quite a bit of damage there. Let's take a quick look at the units lost. Tab, little one is a bit behind, but man, he stopped that push from getting anywhere near his base, that's for sure. And Speedlings now moving up the backside. Is he going to fully commit with this? Yes, he will, moving up with all the Speedlings on the backside of that force. Will overwhelm them again. Blue Flame finally out for those Hellions. It's going to make things a little more difficult, but what he just needs to do with those Speedlings is make sure he gets this around. And yeah, that's unbelievable. That's actually really good by the little one, preemptively engaging. The reason I say that's good is because that entire force could have been setting up right outside that high yield expansion, and it would have been a lot more difficult, especially had he lost that hatchery, to deal with the push that is coming. Now there are still more and more units coming out, but the little one will be continuously reinforcing. I just saw 30 Zerglings in production, and there are some more and more coming out. We're also working our way up to an Ultralisk Cavern already. 17 minutes in game, he'll be working his way up into an Ultralisk. He's already on 5 bases. 5th one just about to finish down over there. And there's the tank line setting up. The little one absolutely determined to try to get this push taken care of before it's able to take out any expansions. He's just throwing his Zerglings at it. And at the same time, we're seeing constant reinforcements here from Goody. I really want to see some Mutas come into play. I don't know that he has any left. He's got 1 Muta left over there, and that is it. And the push now moving in the high yield. Finally, the little one in danger of losing this expansion. That Thor will be able to work that down very quickly with the help of those Hellions, although those Hellions not doing a lot of damage to it. That Thor is just churning his way through that HP of that hatchery, and that hatchery is getting taken out. The little one not able, even with those preemptive engagements in the center of the map, not able to prevent that high yield expansion from getting taken out. He's working his way up to some Ultras, scan going down, spotting all those Overlords as well as a small force of Zerglings, and right now Goody knows he's got enough to deal with this. But again, once those Ultras pop, this is going to be a lot scarier for Goody. In the meantime, though, here comes the damage. Blue Flame Hellions moving in. Zerglings trying to do what they can to defend, but that is going to be a lot of Blue Flame Hellions, and that is very scary for this worker count right now, as well as those Speedlings. He's trying to get us around, trying to make sure those Zerglings are not lined up, and there it is, Ultra finally in play. He's going to start working those Hellions very quickly. Goody needs to make sure he might goes back to that Thor and tank. That is what he's going to need to deal with that. Oh, this guy's going to draw. Oh, no, he's out of the range of those siege tanks. They will take that out. Take out the rest of those Hellions as well. That one finally gets dropped. 2 Ultras dropped now. We've got 4 more Ultras about to finish. A couple Infestors on the high ground. Do want to see a fungal growth. There it is going down on those tanks. And moving down with a few Infested Terrans. Some Ultras moving in as well. The tanks trying to target fire them down as quickly as possible. Those Infestors get target fired down. A few more Ultras moving out, doing a little bit of more damage. Back over here, we've got a couple of Hellions over in this expansion. Goody managed to do quite a bit of economic damage with those Blue Flame Hellions. Ultras able to finally force this push back. But still, you know what, as we can see, Goody is not done. Econ damage over there from an auto turret. More econ damage over here from Goody's Hellions. Finally mopped up. But unbelievable, fairly effective push there for Goody. Let's take a look, if we can, here at the resources lost tab. Looks like they are about even. The little one being a little bit more behind. And also, of course, keep in mind the little one did lose his high yield expansion. That's not helping his cause either. A couple auto turrets still killing off a few of these drones over here, and this is something I really want to see. Yeah, 39 workers killed. 39 workers killed. And I'm telling you, the econ harass in these games from Goody has been absolutely devastating. Game number 1 and over here. And here comes some more. This is really scary. Blue Flame Hellions just lining up those drones and taking them down one by one, taking out all those Zerglings as well. And you know what? The problem is here for the little one is that his Hellions are fast enough to stay away from those Ultras as long as he doesn't get himself pinned in the corner, which he does. Oh no, Hellion's able to make it across, and we'll probably be working on over into this expansion, trying to do some more econ damage. Let's see how much he's able to do. Moving on in. Taking out a few more workers here. Not enough anti-air to deal with this Raven. Wants his Queens to come down. There we go. That gets taken out. Finally able to take care of that. But we've got more Hellions moving out. 53 workers killed already. And more Hellions moving down into that expansion, stopping mining. And these Blue Flame Hellions have been killing the little one. The little one needs some spine crawlers, damn it. I mean, that would help him quite a bit. Throw some spine crawlers down, please, so you can defend these expansions from this type of harass, or just at least keep one Ultra here, because he's just continuously taking damage, unable to even reach those Hellions there in that position. Now up to 62 workers killed. As the game progresses right now, this is not looking good for the little one. He's just taking so much economic damage. And again with these Vikings, this Viking has 15 kills. More supply caps taking place here from Vikings. I don't know what it is, but the Viking just evidently dominates the little one. If you ever play against a little one, make some Vikings. That's great. GG, you win. I don't know. This is rough, really rough to see that those Vikings are getting so many kills. That just certainly should not be happening. Even scattering Spore Crawlers, getting up some Corruptors, anything. Landing those Fungal Growths even. I mean, geez. But yeah, unfortunately, this is not looking good at all for the little one. He is once again on his back foot. I feel like this is a direct repeat performance of game number 1. Just the constant aggression here from GoOdy, the constant economic damage, and we're about to see some more in conjunction with this push. There's another Fungal Growth, but GoOdy, I feel like he's just in such a dominant position right now. Again, he has done so much economic damage. He's so far ahead of the little one, and those Ultras trying to do some damage, but he's not going to be able to stop this push with what he has at the moment. There's just way too much mech here, taking care of everything, and there it is, guys. The little one calling the GG, and once again, the little one, unfortunately, unable to deal with the harass from Vikings and Hellions, the Econ harass and the Overlord harass that GoOdy was able to lay down, and there you go. Alright guys, game number 3 here, going to GoOdy, and again, I really felt this was like a direct repeat of what we saw in game number 1. We saw very effective Econ harass with those Blue Flame Hellions, and we saw incredibly effective Viking harass against the Overlords, and just so many Overlords ended up getting lost there because of those Vikings, and that was just absolutely unreal. The little one, unfortunately, just unable to deal with that. Static defenses would have helped a bit. The Spine Crawlers, Spore Crawlers, would have really loved to see those. But you know what? Alas, that is how the game took place. So, game number 3, going to GoOdy. GoOdy wins this series 2-1 against the little one. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe, keep watching, and keep owning.